What's up guys, Scott the Life Artist back with another video. So I've had a challenging day today and I want to share with you what I've learned. And what I've learned is that efficiency can ruin your life. What I mean by that is as we grow up, we start to value logic or our physical mind. I wouldn't even say it's logic, but our physical mind, our brain, over our heart and how to live life. When our heart is designed to lead. But if you start to live from your mind and start to follow orders from your mind, one key thing is efficiency. Your mind is excellent at being efficient, taking what's already been created by the heart, the expansion, and then making it as efficient as possible. Now, there's nothing wrong with efficiency. It's natural. But what I'm saying is, why be efficient until you've maxed out your life where you actually need to be motherfucking efficient, right? Because we start becoming efficient when we're life deprived. And that's not the way to a happy life, right? It really isn't. And it creates OCD, it creates ADHD, it creates all these kind of things. And the priority is to listen to the heart, because the heart was designed to lead. If you don't believe me, look at your life. Look at kids, look how kids play because they're in the heart. Look at people who are truly successful. It's because they lead from the heart. So you need to listen to this big boy here, the one inside your heart. Because the mind will lead you down traps. The mind will lead you astray because it gets overwhelmed, gets stressed out, resentful, fearful, trying to do a job that's not designed to be. We see logic catches up with the mind. Its only job is to make sense of what's already happened, not to make sense of what's to come, right? So you'll get called to do things in your life where your logical mind can't understand why you're doing it, right? And oftentimes in the wrestle for command, it will stress you out. It will maybe tell you off for taking the action. It will maybe talk you out of it. That's a big one. And then as a result, you don't do it. Like, have you ever been on a date? Like, I've been on a date, many dates, where just before the date, it's like, I don't want to go now. Because my logical mind doesn't know how to control that unknown variable of the woman. So I don't want to do it now, right? And you talk yourself out of it. See, that's what the logical mind or physical mind does. It talks us out of things when the heart already knows. You know you want to do that thing. You know you want to help someone, because when you help someone, you help yourself. You know when you're going to paint, create, go into the unknown. The heart is always calling you to adventure or mystery or something new, right? You don't have to be running around with your hair on fire. Certainly, if you aren't exploring the unknown and going into new ventures, you will stagnate and you will die, right? You die of some horrible fucking disease because you stagnate, you become fearful, you become locked in your physical brain, and you start to believe that I don't have what it takes. I'm depressed, I'm down. When a big part of it, you stop listening to this big boy here, you stop listening to your heart. And that's where you run into trouble. So know that even if you have an action that feels neutral or has a slight hum of unknown potential, some sort of positivity there, act upon it. And you will be surprised when you act upon it that the logic, the reasoning of why you did that will catch up. But the logic always comes second, not first, right? Unless you're tying your shoes or something and using old logical patterning to do that, right? But the heart is the one primarily in charge, right? Especially when it comes to living and running your life. You start to listen to your mind, you try to become efficient at a shitty life, you get depleted, you get run down. So that's my tip for today. Listen to your heart and don't try to be so damn efficient, particularly if you're not living a maxed out life. If you're living a maxed out life, an organization plays some key. Of course, you need to schedule people in. If you've got 100 clients, that's a little bit different. You've got to schedule people in, work things out. That's efficiency at its best. But trying to be efficient when you're leading a small life and not doing much will lead to trouble. It will lead to lack of execution. It will lead to fear. It will lead to lack of inspiration. So you must lead with your heart. And it can be tricky sometimes until you realize how your heart speaks. Your heart speaks with joy, it speaks with pictures, it speaks with that initial vibration of unknown, right? And I'm not speaking about unknown, I'm not saying just listen to every impulse you have. I'm saying when you have a neutral plus feeling, or you know you want to do, act upon it, regardless of the secondary emotion that comes, the doubt, the talking out of, that I don't see the point. Because the point won't get revealed to you later, right? Like I had it this weekend. It's like, I wanted to take some photos on my Instagram. Feeling was, do you know why? Because there was a secondary emotion of logic. I don't see the point. Where's the value? This isn't efficient. I can't see the value in this. So let's just give it up, right? But the heart's like, just take the photo, right? Because it's unknown, it's something to do. And if you're sitting around umming and ahhing, going, I'm bored, why is life not happening? Why am I bored? Why aren't I stimulated? Man, start to listen to yourself, right? Stop talking yourself out of things. And recognize the value will be revealed once you take the action. But the action is fulfillment within itself, right? When you take the photos, you feel better. When you go to the gym, you feel better. Because you lead with your heart. But then the bigger picture, the logical reasoning of why you did it, will come later. But you need to trust that, right? You need to trust that and let go of the control of needing to know, right? That's efficiency. I need to reform the past into the present. It doesn't work like that. Life's too damn adventurous, mysterious, and awesome for life to be like that. And if it was like that, we'd be bored as hell, right? There's no change. Physical mind cannot create change. Only receives the change that's already happened, but you took a chance on. So listen to that, right? Listen to me, listen to your heart. Where are you being called to? Do you know you want to help people? Do you know you want to grow your business? Do you know you want to get in better shape? You want to give, you want to explore, you want to go out, you want to socialize. But you shoot it down because of some invisible voice, which then creates the emotion. Some old programming you picked up along the way where you doubted yourself, or comes in and says, don't do that. I'm unsure, I'm unsafe, I don't know how to prioritize and make this efficient and make this logical, make sense. Oh, I'm overwhelmed, let's just back out, right? That's the ego in the negative sense. But if you can listen to your heart, your ego can come along and enjoy the ride. Your physical mind can do what it's designed to do, which is just to enjoy the ride. We're here to enjoy the ride. But our egos are not designed to figure out how to lead and how to make things happen. Things happen on their own, you just get called to that adventure. So trust that. All right, I love you guys. Scott the Life Artist calling out.